See what happens. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief Recap. Let's just see if YouTube kicks in here. And welcome. There it is. Yay. A lot of my sort of cautionary talk as markets go screaming up is to try and help people avoid what just sort of happened there this morning. In the old corn, something like, I think it was about $11,000 drop in a heartbeat. So, who knows if this is the top or not. But we are starting to get, more and more anecdotal evidence that, hey, we're probably closer to the end than the beginning. And if anything, in yesterday's video, I kind of talked about how you want to kind of try and see consolidations to set up new entries. Don't chase, that kind of stuff. Maybe this is the beginning of a new consolidation that will set up the next long trade to take us higher. Think like bot setups, that kind of stuff. Fine. Unfortunately, though, I'm a little concerned that this is a very, very rich market. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, maybe cost of production of this asset does work its way up to these levels. So you see 5-10 years from now, okay, well, I can justify these current prices based on cost of production. But currently, I don't know, folks. I think we're stretching the rubber band a little bit far. I have the same message. The one thing hopefully you appreciate out of a guy like me is the message never changes. Don't chase, don't chase, don't chase. If you're going to trade lower time frame setups and, take longs, heading up the Bitcoin ladder, okay, fine, but just make damn sure you have all the criteria all vetted out in your plan, all the risk management rules, all the times a day that you trade, what setups you're using. Do you actually have a confidence of 66% accuracy in the setup that you're using? And can you exercise patience and discipline? I don't know. It's entirely up to you. If you'd like help to try and head down that road, that's what's called the process, running a small business of trading. We do have an education program that helps people get, pretty good, solid footing. But I'm never here to tell you, oh, you should buy now or you should sell now. I'm not that type of person. I'll tell you what I'm doing with my money. And I think I've told you, as we've been marching our way higher, I just keep selling into these rallies, selling into the rallies, selling into the rallies. But there's no fucking way I'm buying any of this shit. Yeah, that's the straight message to you, folks. With regard to the site, today is Monday. We had on Sjord, TRICTO. I think he's building out a platform that can literally take him and the community to the next generation of trading. A lot of the setups that we teach in the school program we're trying to get automated, so students will actually just get the computer to tell you, hey, look, this is one of these setups, that's one of those setups. What I really like about TRI is the depth of the community, and I'd really like to try and figure out a way that we can sort of almost like socialize the community. We'll deal with Sjord as the chief architect, and everybody treats Sjord with kid gloves. He's God. But other than that, the rest of us, we're all equal, including myself, right? I'm just as equal as Kevin. In fact, Kevin, man, he's been a couple names. He's trading circles around me. David O, incredible trader. The guy's just printing money. He's printing money faster than the Fed's printing money. That shows you how much money David's making. Kiran, Graham, Sharktoshi, Kavarkanator here, Shane, Andrew, I mean, all our TRI SOF crew, these guys are bosses. I would really love to see you all do really well with this TRI community platform going forward. That would make my heart sing. For you guys, I mean, I did a really long rant in the daily brief today, as well as we had Sjord's CTO report. So that was a pretty good offering. Maybe consider joining the 30-day trial just to check that out. Unfortunately, a lot of it was, holy shit, look at this. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. So be careful here, folks. It's your hard-earned money. And once it's gone, it's gone. For your sort of matrix here, I like to just keep the conversation to this, although that's probably going to be difficult, but we'll see how we do. U.S. dollar index, interesting. Yellen is the U.S. Secretary of Treasury now. She's actually like talking down. I think she insulted Bitcoin here today. I'm not sure, but I think she did. I do find it fascinating that every Treasury Secretary that inherits the job inherits also the job of shitting on Bitcoin. So we'll see if Grandma punches us in the nuts. I don't know. I was a little surprised to see a bit of weakness coming in on the U.S. dollar index here, and we're right at the low. So they are selling the U.S. dollar index, buying euros, yen, Canadian dollars, whatever. I don't know whether we will actually pivot up here and start our 15, 20-year bull market in this thing. We might have to swim around against these lows for a little bit. Considering the way everything else is just going absolutely insane here, it wouldn't surprise me if we have some big fucking dump here on the U.S. dollar here through this window. And I think what's happening is the banksters, Federal Reserve, and now, Treasury secretaries, they're all sort of in bed together now. I do get the impression that basically they're going to sacrifice the United States of America, this idea of the Union, just to keep their business model going. They pulled a fast one on Woodrow Wilson back in 1913. Took over the sort of money management business in the United States, and it's basically been 100 years of them diluting the U.S. dollar. Keep this inflation game going. They're basically their tax on our society. They control the Fed, obviously. They control the Treasury Secretary, which is basically the guy who's supposed to be defending the euro. Girl now. Defending the U.S. dollar and the union. That's what I meant, not euro. Union. I don't think they give a flying fuck about the union. And really, the banksters, I wouldn't be surprised if their agenda is to ultimately undo that union. But we'll see how it goes. For the time being, I think the most important thing for the banksters is just keep the fugazi going. More Japanification. We will just keep diluting this currency thing until it is absolutely worthless and we can't suck any more blood out of this stone. So be aware of that. I also find it really interesting how there is some sort of correlation between the U.S. dollar index and the corn. I do see this often. Call me crazy, I don't know. So with the U.S. dollar index down, you would kind of think that would be like a risk-on-y kind of environment. What I do see are commodity prices jumping up egregiously, but then what the hell's going on with the corn? And then theoretically, if the U.S. dollar index is down, I would expect sort of a flight to safety. With the gold moving up smartly, I would expect the bonds to rally. Nope. So bonds continue to work lower. Bond bulls, bit of a tough slog here, folks. We had kind of talked about how gold was bumping up against the bottom of this channel here, and maybe it would find some sort of support, and actually it did. And you know what's weird is it's the silver, copper, fluorite. We were talking about my funny little ARS stock pushing higher. It's those base commodities that are super strong right now. Not really gold per se, but I think gold's catching a bid regardless. But like I said, silver, copper, and like all my sort of funny little VCIM base metal plays. They're all having a field day. You'd never even know there was a you know potential for a market correction. You wouldn't know the gold is weak by looking at these little things, but it's a crazy market. Lots of cross currents right now through this Jupiter-Saturn cross, that's for sure. Yeah, Jugger. You fucking Jugger. 35.5 up force, 12% on the day. Timberline, I think Timberline, did that break out to new highs? No. All right, but anyway, somebody's stepping in and buying that today. I don't know why. ARS, there's my Aries Strategic Mining. What the hell? Why are they buying that? Nice to see actually some. Oh my goodness! Shit! God damn it, you kids! This is ridiculous. Now I'm gonna have to stop the video and go do some trading. You're not supposed to double these stocks this quickly, you jerks. This is funny. As you can clearly see, I bought this thing at 7 cents, and of course I have a cardinal rule that should these assets double in price, and out goes half to create a risk-free trade. So, like all the crypto stocks and stuff like that, you saw the wonderfulness there. And I think I got another double off on another crypto stock here today, which is kind of interesting. All right, let's see what the hell we got here. CNS. Have I done anything here today? Maybe I already have the order working. Probably should have the order working. And then, frankly speaking, I did not expect this thing to move up this quickly. No, I still got another buy order working. That's hilarious. Oh, all right. Well, I guess I'm just going to have to go sell some of this damn stock. Let's go new order. Hey, and you can even watch me. I don't know whether it's illegal to actually show somebody placing a trade on YouTube. Is that legal? I don't know. Anyway, I'll place the order just because, frankly speaking, me making money in the market is way more important than silly YouTube videos. But we will get the order working. What the hell? Let's go. We'll be generous. All right, so I doubt we'll get a fill here today, but at least we'll have the order working at well above my double price. Yeah, we won't get filled here. So maybe after I finish the video, maybe we'll get a fill then. That's funny. That's not supposed to happen, jerks. Okay, well at least we got that working. All right, there you are. Yeah, actually, actually, interesting trade I did here today was, well, actually, I didn't do this, but look at that son of a gun go, blockchain stock. I'm long from down here. Can I justify coming in on the buy side there? No. Nope, no. Then I'll be more than happy to sell more on a double. And I guess my next double level, because this was my last double level, that high print was my trade. But I guess my next double level's got to be up here around the 360, 370 area. Interesting how we have a 2.618 coming in there. So, all right, fun market. Never a dull moment. They'll probably take my fucking offer over here. 7 on the offer, 28 on the bid at 13.5. Look at the gaps. So, I'm not. If anything, I didn't want to get a fill here, so I threw the offer up at 15. So we'll see if I get a fill there by the end of the night. Look at these metal stocks, super strong. I mean, I let this thing go up here. I was pretty proud of that. I suppose I could have. There's nothing here setting up for me. I can't touch that. I was really impressed with this little EXK because this is one that the group found. Kevin, I think you found this one too, eh? Yeah, I mean, there's silver, right? I'm a silver bull. Look at me. Rawr. And this guy, you can kind of see where he wants to go. A, B, C, D. Hey, look at that. We're coming up into objectives now. So, very strong looking market there. Interesting too, though, is you notice the oil's also very strong. So something's not right here. I think this is just sort of a reflation of commodity prices. I think I made the joke with you guys that You know, I went to dinner with a buddy of mine on the other day, and the dinner for two comes to $150. Like, come on. So, hyperinflation's here. Get used to it, folks. So here's a trade I did today in the crypto space. So how ironic, Bitcoin comes off, and this dog jumps 26% on the day. What the fuck? I've got a number of positions on here. So this first initial trade, which was actually the first trade that got everything going, I ran into, what is that? 1, 2, 3, fourth double level. That's not bad. So a good 400% returns are booked. And you can see on the other cars, they're just waiting for their fill levels. Yeah, and I don't even give a shit if they don't get filled, so what? They were financed with this original purchases down here, so it's all free. So anyway, we got another double off there. And again, this is more like no opinion. I don't know where the fuck corn's going. You know, is this something I could come in on the buy side here? No way in hell. And you want to keep taking this thing higher? Okay, I'll just keep spoon feeding you coin and stock in this case. You know, same thing with the Mara. So HUD got 4. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Mara's actually 2 doubles ahead of him. So we'll see how that goes. And then, wow, what a funny stock, this SRAX. But I think this guy's got a whole bunch of equity and things like these crypto stocks and the various different coins and stuff. That's how they get paid. So if the whole crypto space is taking a punch in the nose, I guess I can understand why that guy's coming off. Sleeper stock, I'll tell you. But I am free position, no risk here, so it doesn't really matter which way it goes. Yeah, I think that's about it for stocks. Don't really see anything else jumping out at me. Actually, you know, we got a couple little ones here. This guy looks like he's still rocking and rolling, so there's nothing really to do there. This guy's pointing up. So these are actually value names. Be interesting to see if value names start to outperform here. Travel stocks. You know, I let the Save airline go. You know, if it wants to go higher, great. Got a big whack of this hot, and I was barking about this here recently, so that trade's working really nicely. The CNS, what a funny treat that is. I mean, no explanation there other than must be a pretty damn good valuable stock for it to be moving up. You know, some green, nothing really dramatic here. Some red. Oh, look at this. Actually, this was one of TRI's principals, Julian. That was one of his names. Maybe it's a bull flag. Who knows? Nothing really to do there either. Actually, I see a lot of the market kind of looks like this right now. It's too late to buy. You want to buy down here. It's probably too early to sell anymore. You're just sitting there doing nothing. Yeah, I think that's about my comment for the stock market. So, gold spitting out like a Joby gap. Metals, mining, base metals look fantastically strong. Energy strong as well. Almost feels like it's a commodity reflation story. Scary to see the bonds keep moving down, interest rates cranking up. If this just keeps going, I tell you, man, this is going to lead to absolute massive wide bankruptcies. But I think what's going on here is the Fed and the banksters, they want to continue the FCASI. The FCASI is U.S. government, union, whatever you want to call it. You issue more debt, keep going into debt, right? And you're never going to get out of debt, and the debt will never go down. It will always go up until the union is destroyed. So keep issuing more debt. Then, you know, just like our Goldsmith story I told you yesterday, because keep in mind it's the same people. They will lend out using that debt that they bought off the U.S. government. They will lend that out into the economy, and then they'll control the economy based on how much lending they're actually giving. If some politician says, you know, enough of this, we're going to pay down our debt, central bank, go back, go wherever whatever hell you guys came from, we're going to try and take over the economy again. Like Lincoln, like Old Hickory down in the States. What was his name? I want to say, I always get his name wrong. Andrew Jackson? I think that's what his name was. Old Hickory. I always remember his nickname. He took a run at the banks. Lincoln. Kennedy, to a certain degree, tried to take a run at the banking system with the Kennedy silver $50 and that stuff. Attempted assassination for Old Hickory, assassination for Abraham Lincoln, assassination for JFK. So you do the math. Sad thing is actually it'd be really cheap for the bankers to come in and just hire somebody to come in and just knock a guy like me off if I actually get any traction with this message, which is really sad. It's a terrible world we live in. But anyway, it is what it is. Silly humans. So I think their plan is that they want to force the U.S. government into issuing a whole shitload more debt, just keep going down that black hole. Then they control the economy with the amount of lending that they decide. And if the U.S. government doesn't play ball, they'll just pull all the lending strings in and the economy will collapse, a la 1930s Great Depression. So, that is the world that we live in. Right now, the politicians in Washington, remember that poor little guy last March? The one guy last March who was like, shouldn't we debate, basically mortgaging our grandchildren's futures, or in essence destroying the union? Shouldn't we debate this? No, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about, you loser. Right? Now, how do you get that kind of reaction out of the politicians in Washington? Well, why don't we let the stock market crash a bit? Why don't we let interest rates go absolutely haywire? I get the feeling that that's what the market's kind of sniffing out right now. So this is a serious game of brinkmanship. My hunch is somewhere around that 1 year anniversary, we should see some sort of it would be great for the United States of America, you U.S. citizens, if you guys could stand up to the banksters and say, no, enough is enough. No more hyperinflation. But I doubt that's going to happen. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully it will. If the Fugazi goes on, then ironically enough, stock prices will stay firm. Bitcoin cryptocurrency prices will stay firm. And ironically enough, you will all probably be generally happy. To actually get rid of the banksters and try and unwind all of this, we actually really do have to go through a really, really bad economic time where most people lose their jobs, asset prices collapse, tons of bankruptcies. Then actually money will actually start being worth something again. So, really fascinating times we're living in here, folks. Talk about a daily brief recap, eh? Can't touch the corn here. Little worried that we're starting to get actually some internal cell signals, but of course, the last thing in the world you want to hear is that kind of talk. Kevin was telling me, though, a guy that he was sort of following yesterday was kind of like, I don't care what you people in the community think. I'm just getting the fuck out. This is ridiculous. And he took a lot of shit from his sort of community. And now today, I'm sure he's looking a little bit wiser in their eyes. You know me. I'm not really necessarily going to sell everything. I never do. I always sell half on a double, whatever. So, risk-free trade. Hell, people made fun of me last cycle because I didn't sell any of that free shitcoin bags that I collected. And the value of it went up to some ridiculous amount, but I didn't care. And ironically enough, here comes the next cycle in crypto, and all that shit's starting to head right back up again. And, if asset prices double from where I bought them, you know what I'll do. Other than that, don't really give a shit. And no emotion, just calling a spade a spade. I think it's pretty dangerous for the public to assume they know what the future's going to be. Nobody knows what the future's going to be. And the future will be so completely unrealistic and insane if we think about what it is right now, that if I said what actually the real future is going to be, you'd go, as if. Right? So I wouldn't suggest you get into the habit of doing that. I would strongly suggest that if you are ever going to risk your hard-earned money in the marketplace, you try and, how's the best way to say this? Laser beam focus, most important reason to justify you actually taking a risk in the marketplace is trade location. If you get trade location right, you can still do a shitty trade and get away with it. That's sort of that little old lady taught by TRI, little old lady, Nanny Nibbles, buying at the bottom end of ranges with things like, you want to sprinkle in momentum divergences, W's in price, great. What that does is it just simply adds edge. It adds confidence to the trade. It adds anxiety reduction, if you will. I often say if you can find 3 good reasons for a trade, you can often find 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And the old adage goes, a good trade is a good trade is a good trade. If you can find 3 unrelated reasons, you're going to show that trade to other professional traders, and they're going to go, oh yeah, well, I use this tool, and yeah, it's a buy according to that. Oh, I use this method, and yeah, it's a buy according to that. Because a good trade is a good trade is a good trade. So now I'm starting to hear people say, well, we don't have trade location, but fuck it. I got one reason to buy, and I'm going in. Yeah, you can do that, but anybody who bought any lower time frame W's, overnight in something like Bitcoin, let's say, hey, I'm a 1 hour trader. I don't give a shit. I'm just going to buy my W, and you're gone. This is what happens when you make trade decisions in shitty trade location. So for God's sakes, be careful here, people. There's a reason why I built and taught the course the way I did. And for whatever it's worth, I didn't make up this shit. This is the shit that I've learned from the other professionals over the past 30 years. So anyway, do as you please. So I'm wondering, now we have actually a confirmed 5-bar fractal on the S&P 500. You don't see that every day. I'm wondering whether there needs to be some sort of pullback in the market to freak the politicians out, to really get them off their ass, to pass that stimulus package, get the government bonds in the banksters' hands, and solidify their win again. That's what I'm wondering here. And I'll tell you, if the stock market keeps remaining really strong, I can't see how the politicians can say, oh yeah, we got emergency funding. Well, emergency for what? Stock market's at all-time highs. So I don't think that works. So we'll see how it goes. It should be a very interesting month or two ahead of us, because I do believe we're coming into that 1-year anniversary of the panic low last year. And usually these markets like to move a coast-to-coast kind of move. 1 year to 1 year. You saw it in Bitcoin, 1 year to 1 year. So don't be surprised if we're pretty damn close to some sort of pivot here. But at the same time, too, remember, I'm chicken shit by nature. I buy the bottom ends of ranges. So there isn't much that I can actually buy right now. I'm not really doing anything on the buy side. Just cooling my jets. Shitcoins, unfortunately, shitcoins could get worse, right? Bitcoin's sort of the conservative proxy here. Shitcoins, this is the gambler's proxy. So you can see the range. Interesting how we just bang right into and maybe we just missed it by a hair, but right into that 38.2. This is why I call this the first stop target, and at any given point in time, you have to expect a move like this can happen at any time. So then we got things like M's. We always say if you see the market smiling at you, be careful. So that can't be a good sign. And really, I think I said this yesterday. I don't know whether I did or not. But I can't really get overly bullish on this until we actually get some sort of market structure on the other side of this trend line. So you can do the same logic here, right? There. And if you're really aggressive there. So I like this one though. See how it broke out? Like W's coming in on the other side of this trend line, and that produces that rally. So right now I would say we're in sort of trading range. 38.2 is the bottom end of the range. Old highs are the top end of the range. And probably this was a reload zone off of this range. Can't believe I heard a guy say location was irrelevant. Oh, God. Oh, well. That's a good part about the market, right? Is there isn't really a right or wrong. If that's how you want to trade, totally fine. Let's see how the returns go. And if you need help down the road getting back on track, that's what I'm here for. That's basically what I do for people. So right now I would say reload bottom end of the range, RLZ reload top end of the range against the original market structure. Probably going to bang around here for a while, and I can't get bullish until we actually W on the other side of this line. So it's going to be a bit. Here's your market summary, folks. Up and down like a horse drawers, eh? No idea where the hell this bus is going to. Market's so overly frothy, inflated. I've been selling. I think I told you yesterday I hate this market state because there's really nothing for me to buy. I got to wait for everything to break and calm down, and then, of course, then I can start hunting again. So there's your summary. Sure hope you got some value out of it. Have yourselves a great day, everybody. PMA for the win. All the best, and bye for now.